The Expanse, episode 7. All right, so this is, I think I'm saying this right, season 5, episode 7. So this series is really good. This season is, I would call it the second best season. I thought last season was the best season. This is uh, not as good as last season, but it's still pretty good. It has the good standalone episodes. The last season really reminded me of Star Trek. Like it was like one long Star Trek episode broken up like by little bitty, you know, stories. But this one is more episodic where the stories kind of tie together. So it kind of reminds me of 24 in space, like season 3 of Enterprise was. But it's still pretty decent. It's really good. Uh, this is a good. This episode had really good actors with really good character development and really good story arcs. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy when it's almost like watching a movie. This episode, when you get really good actors that are doing emotional pieces, uh, talking to each other, like Naomi and her. It's kind of like a father figure. Her friend that helped used to work with her all the time. Her coworker helped her raise her son until he helped her hide her son from her. It was just a really good emotional scene, and it's well acted. So the dialogue was good, but the actors in it were phenomenal in this in that episode. It's fantastic. It's almost like something. It's almost just like a story you would see on Earth between parents and grandparents or people that have had to deal with that a similar type of issue like that, and it's done very well. Um, the actors, like I said, they really make that scene, and it's something I think people wish Star Trek Discovery wanted to do and tried to do and didn't do was really emotionally connect with people, just like this one episode does. Like even if you had never watched The Expanse before, you watched this one episode, you'd be like, wow. I mean, that's some the great acting. Like so, I don't know. It's definitely the writing, but the acting, the actors specifically, it was fantastic. And that's to say that about a show that it's a sci-fi drama, of course, so it has the drama, but some of the actors they get in the show are just man, they're fantastic to do the drama parts. So I think what this show does really well is not everyone in the show is a great actor, uh, but they what they do to those other people in the show who aren't great actors, they're like set pieces, right? They're just in the background doing their job, uh, and they use the great actors to carry the show. Like the guy who plays Inaro Marcos, he's fantastic. Like man, is he a good bad guy? He reminds me of Khan, like just like the charismatic leader guy that gets people to follow him, and he's fantastic. So that actor plays that part really well. Uh, that's who he kind of reminds me of. But yeah, it's the same similar type of deal where there's lots of actors in the show, but the ones that they're letting carry the story are the great actors in the show. Uh, it's not that they're giving them the meatier pieces of dialogue or things like that. It's or even more dialogue. They're just even if they have one scene, like Miller stole every scene he was in. I swear that guy, uh, uh, man. But also, I like Drummer and Drummer's friend who got pushed out of the air. Like that guy was a great actor too. Man, just fantastic. So they do a really good job of picking great actors for these almost I would say small roles. Except in the show, it seems like every role there's not a small role in the show. Like every piece of story that has to be moved forward, they pick a great actor to do it. So it reminds me of if you're a fan of football or baseball or basketball, like making sure that your key best player has the ball at the key time. So they're letting you see the key pieces with the greatest actors in the show, moving it forward. It's not all focused on one actor, or it's a great ensemble show, which reminds me of Star Trek: The Next Generation, the Orville. Uh, but those shows did it differently. Where like this would be an episode all about blah 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 character, right? This will be Worf's episode. This will be Data's episode. They don't really do that. They do. You'll see 5 or 10 minutes with this character, 5 or 10 minutes with this character, and they're all moving the story forward. And it's a beautiful sight to see when it's done well, right? Other shows have done this well, but it's like watching a well-oiled machine in practice, and it makes me hope, like even if the show gets canceled, like if they were able to pick up a spin-off show or a show with the same similar writers and people who hire the actors. I don't know how to exactly phrase that, but it's not exactly like seeing these same actors in a different show. It wouldn't be look as effective. It just this exact group of actors in the way it's done. It's like a master class in how to make a TV show. It's fantastic. It's a great show. And if you like sci-fi, you'll love it. It's hard sci-fi, so it's more emotional, right? It's more hard science and less of the science fiction-y part with aliens and space guns and stuff. I mean, you have some of that, but like the space tactics they use, like you would need in a space battle, are hardcore tactics. So that's fascinating. So I like the show. I recommend the show. That's my rundown on my review of this latest episode. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.